With the rest of the heroes off in the DC K.O. event trying to fight it out to save the universe, who is left back to protect the Earth? Let's talk about that in this DC K.O. tie-in, Justice League Unlimited number 12. Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Justice League Unlimited number 12. This is a DCKO tie-in. The first one of this story. We have a lot of tie-ins this week. We already had the Titans tie-in, which I talked about last week. But this week we have a lot. We have Justice League Unlimited, we have Superman, and of course we have The Flash. We'll be covering all that stuff, keeping you up to date on any developments for the DCKO. But let's talk about this book. This book is written by Mark Waid with art by Dan Mora, who is also somehow doing the main Transformers line. I don't know how Dan Mora has time to be so prolific doing this book, doing covers, doing the Transformers book. Like, I don't know if the man ever stops. And he was at New York Comic Con meeting all the fans. So like, when does Dan Mora ever get a break? So Mark Waid, also a very prolific writer. He's everywhere, writing pretty much half of the DC known universe, including the last issue of the DC history of the DC universe, which you can pick up this week as well. But let's talk about this specific issue. We have, as the tournament begins and the transformation of Earth grows more dire, a strange signal is detected at the heart of darkness, the core of the planet, a Terrifictech device. Michael Holt must put together an elite Justice League squad of the most popular time-displaced heroes from the We Are Yesterday to unravel this mystery. This mission is a one-way ticket. Get ready for a mission to hell and back in this epic tie into DCKO. Yeah, I mean, look, because of this earth-shattering event, they can pretty much do whatever the heck they want right now. They can bring in heroes from all these their different places. The Justice League is under attack. All these villains are taking advantage of the fact that the Justice League is a way of trying to save the world in this tournament. So the people that are left behind, they're trying to help people evacuate. They're trying to make sure that things don't go, things go according to plan. But of course, these villains are gonna keep doing villainous stuff. But who is behind all this? How are they so much more powerful? Well, it is up to Mr. Terrific to get on that case. Mark Waid is just weaving such an intricate a web here of like everything that's going on, really taking advantage of the big event. I really like that. This storyline is called the Terrific 10. So you know that we're gonna get a lot of really cool cameos, a lot of really cool superheroes from time displaced, through the events of what have been happening. And let me give you a quick rundown of the roster. We have the time displaced Aquaman with the hook hand, of course. We have a time displaced Kara Zor-El, Power Girl. We have Guy Gardner in his warrior form. You have to read all the way back to 0 Hour to find them in the warrior mode. We have Superman, the Blue Lightning Superman, though. We have a Hawkman that doesn't even speak English. We have Tim Drake, Batman from Batman Beyond. We also have a time displaced Alan Scott, a Green Lantern, which to me appears to be from the Kingdom Come storyline just based on his outfit. We have Sophie, Dr. Fate, another iteration, and we have Owl Woman from Justice Legion Alpha in the 853rd century. That is a lot of very cool powerhouses that they're brought in. And of course, they're all being led by Mr. Terrific. And as I mentioned, the book just really, it doesn't really gloss over all that. It just kind of brings everybody into the fold, assuming that you've been kind of keeping up with the events of We Are Yesterday and DCKO. But even if you don't know everything that's going on, the book gives you enough to just have a really good time. There's some really great interactions. Guy Gardner used to date Ice from Fire and Ice. So this guy Gardner doesn't really know how the relationship is, and they have a really interesting moment. And then of course Aquaman, seeing how the future could have been for him. He could have been with Mera, had a daughter. Like it's very interesting. And then of course this Hawkman, who is from a time in the past, and Power Girl, who the Power Girl that we currently know we know that she's been to therapy, she's trying to get her life right, but this other Power Girl does not have all that advantage. And then in the end, our heroes have to go to hell. Now, Dan Mora, I mean, I could tell you that he does a terrific job, but it is just kind of a given that his art is fantastic. He makes these characters. There's a page with two Aquaman in it, and they both look so distinct, so different. It's really cool. It almost feels like Mark Waid, like Dan Mora told Mark Waid, "Can I draw these specific characters from this time?" And Mark Waid just kind of brought him into the script. And I think that's a really fun way to do comics because whenever an artist is drawing something that they enjoy, I feel like the work turns out for the best. That's why whenever I go to a convention and get a commission, I usually ask the artist, "Is there anything that you prefer to draw?" And then kind of make my picks around that, or like I'll give them, I'll bring various different blank covers and then let them pick out which one would fit their style or their um just whatever they want to do with that. So yeah, it's always fun to allow the artist to just do something fun, and this book really captures all that. Justice League Unlimited has been on a tear, just really shaping the DC universe. This is great. I love this book so much. Let's go take a look at some of the covers and then we'll wrap up this video. So of course we have the main cover here by Dan Mora. We have a cover B by Nathan Zerdy. I think this might be a connecting cover, from what I can tell. Maybe just by the way that Starfire is in the background, but we'll see. I'm not really sure. We also have a villains cover by Derek Chu. This is cover C. I like that Sinestro went back to the blue suit and this one, and then of course Cheetah and the Joker. Yeah, like I love this Legion of Doom kind of iteration. We have a very cool cover by Jeff Spokes. Uh, I mean, Jeff Spoke is a fantastic artist, so I'm glad to see him do some more work. And then, of course, a really cool cover by Kevin Wada, just drawing. I forget the name of this character, but he looks really cool. And then we're back to our main cover. So there you have it. This book is a must read if you want to dive deep into the DC KO event. It's fun. It's crazy. It's got a lot of really cool callbacks and throwbacks, and just a reward for DC fans. And that's one of the things that Mark Waid does very well. And everything looks so cool because Dan Moore is drawing it. So there you have it. Let me know, what did you think of this book? If you have read it, let me know, what are you excited for in the DC KO event. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Bye bye.